Blog Talk Radio.
Good evening. Thanks for joining me. It's another issue of Creating My World Internet Talk Radio. My name is Russ Latow. I'm the founder of the Healing Center, Convergence Reiki, and now the Creating My World series of seminars and workshops. It is Sunday, December 13th, and outside my offices, where I'm broadcasting from, it is about minus 27 Celsius. And for you folks outside of Canada, that number is even worse if you convert it to Fahrenheit. But fortunately, it's warm in my office, and that works just okay with me. A few websites: www.healingcenter.ca, center spelled CENTER.ca, and there you can, that's our home website. So really from there you can find links to our Reiki certification classes, and also to really our latest series, as I mentioned, of workshops and seminars that we're really excited about and getting just fantastic responses from folks, and we're really happy with that. So go there and kind of browse your way through. Our video profile page on YouTube is video.healingcenter.ca as well. Once again, thanks for joining me. This is a continuing series. Boy, it's been going since actually August when I look back at the first show, and it's sort of, I guess, my own version of Dear Diary in my, really in the application, the real life, real world, day-to-day application of the principles of, well, creating our experience. And many of us probably know it, and we've seen a movie called The Secret, or we've read books, or we went to seminars, or CDs and all this kind of stuff, and as I did and still do, but I found that there's such a huge difference between memorizing the words and applying the principles in our day-to-day life. So each one of these programs, I try and share a little bit about what I have learned and what I've experienced. So we just finished a Creating My World seminar here this past Wednesday. Great group of people. If any of you are listening, thanks again for coming out. Had an excellent time, and I believe you did as well. We talked about the four, I'm going to say stages, and that's probably not the best word, but we'll use that for now. And I'm going to try and draw you a picture, a verbal picture, if you will, when I talk about the topic for tonight called alignment. So what I want you to do is envision a flagpole, just a simple flagpole, and there's actually four signs attached to this flagpole. And there's a sign that's really, really close to the bottom where the flagpole is cemented into the ground, and we call that beliefs. And then above that is one that's called emotions. Above that is one that's called thoughts. And then actually really quite towards the top is one that we call our physical experience. And so in a nutshell, the physical experience obviously is our external physical experience. The two in the middle, which are emotions of thought and thoughts, and they're actually interchangeable, which is on top and which is on the bottom. Those two things obviously are our thoughts and our emotions. And that all takes place inside of us, right? Our thoughts and internal dialogue and all that, that's inside of us. But we're conscious of them, right? We're conscious of our thoughts, we're conscious of our emotions when they come to that place. Then at the very bottom of the flagpole, right where it's rooted into the earth, is what we call belief systems. And there's many different labels. I choose belief systems, there's paradigms, there's a word called schema, which is a little bit more of a formal definition, if you will, of it. Here's what they are. They're rules that we've set up, right? And here's a really simple one, that if I'm on a high place and I step off of the high place, I am going to fall. And okay, so that seems just like, well, duh, right? But within our subconscious mind, and that's where our belief systems reside, there is a rule that says, okay, if we're on top or if we're on something high, if we step or if we fall off, we're going to fall and we're going to hurt ourselves. And so it's like if we come to an edge, if we're on the top of a roof of a building or something, we come to the edge of the building, we don't have to stop and think about it and look down and decide, what would happen if I stepped off, right? All that process is done automatically. Now, what our belief systems are designed to do is to keep the other three labels on our flagpole in alignment. So what our belief system, and there's many of them, so what a belief system does, its goal is to keep that flagpole nice and straight. As long as everything is straight, then it is in alignment and there's no stress. It doesn't mean we're happy necessarily, but there's no stress because everything is in alignment. Because generally speaking, and it doesn't necessarily happen in such a linear fashion, but for our purposes here, we'll treat it as such. Our belief systems are the ground out of which our thoughts and our emotions bloom. And then through our thoughts and our emotions, we take the behaviors that create our physical experience. Now that's obviously oversimplified, but in essence, that's what happens. Belief systems spawn the thoughts and the emotions, which cause us to act in a certain way and manifest our physical experience. As long as all those are in line, then that belief system is happy. And it doesn't have any stress because it's in alignment. It doesn't necessarily mean we're happy, though. It just means there is no stress. So what happens is, when we decide that it's time to change a belief system, or a belief system that has been in place, we've decided that it doesn't serve us anymore, we don't want to experience something different, and usually the trigger to that is we look at our external experience and we say, yeah, I don't like this anymore, want something different. And so often what we do is we look at this physical experience and we say, okay, I don't like this physical experience, so I'm going to physically do something different. Now, as long as it stays within the tolerance, if you will, of that belief system, so the belief system, it'll let the flagpole, it'll let it lean a little bit one way and a little bit other way, and it'll be okay, but if it leans too far, it starts to feel stress, and it wants to bring it back into alignment so there's no stress. So if we just change the physical, then we're going to kind of picture this. So you take the top of that flagpole, and you change the physical, so you pull it to one side. So what happens to the belief system? The belief system will tolerate a little bit. But let's say you pull it too far as the belief system is concerned. You are now applying undue stress, and you are causing that belief system and all the other three aspects of it or manifestations of it to go out of alignment. And so what does it want to do?